Hello, this is Ken. Hope this is reaching you well. Today we're going to give a breakdown of some updates and news that's taken place within the last 24 hours in the whole crypto space. So the first thing that springs up is what's happening with Aave and Polygon. So their plans are they're looking to, obviously they've made a proposal to essentially mitigate risk and incentivize migration away from the Polygon network. So they want to basically set the LTV loan to value for assets on the V2, V3 Polygon to zero. They want to obviously de-incentivize deposits and encourage migration. And they obviously want to remove support for safety module and cancel the umbrella deployment. In addition to migrating the governance V3 voting infrastructure to another L2 network. And freeze the following reserves: USDC, DT, wrapped ETH, WST ETH, DAI, wrapped BTC, Aave, Link, Ghost, Euros S, and Staking-Matic, and essentially reduce the L2 liquidity staking for all bridge assets. So this is extremely bad news for Polygon, because Aave heavyweights that brought in a lot of value in terms of the cachet, the reputation, and obviously the loan to value. So that's going to really punish that whole ecosystem, and really probably you might even see a cascade of other protocols that might look at or start deliberating about moving away from the chain. So Polygon would need to find ways that they can be able to then, let's say, reignite, provide some interest or incentive of some sort that you can be able to attract new protocols, let's say up and coming ones, something of interest. So the competition's quite rife, and obviously this isn't good news for Polygon. So next is basically, as I mentioned here, in terms of the DAO, they have basically $1 billion stablecoins at risk. So this is something that Polygon really needs to make some decisions as soon as possible on how they can be able to move forward as a chain. We just heard that MicroStrategy have acquired just over 15,000 Bitcoin for 1.5 billion at a price of 100,386. And achieved a Bitcoin yield of 46.4% a quarter to date and 72.4% year to date. So phenomenal returns, doing extremely well. Says we hold now 439,000 Bitcoin acquired for 27.1 billion at an average price at 61,725. So what you see now is they probably have just more than 2% of the token supply, the Bitcoin token supply. So it's interesting to see how long this will continue for. You know, the way it's going, we'll probably see within the next few months, it can actually get to 2.5% to 3%. Let's see over the next quarter or so. So it's interesting. Obviously, they are extremely bullish and incredible conviction where in terms of where they believe Bitcoin is going to what Bitcoin's going to achieve. And I'm also, kind of like supporting and agree in terms of the value proposition, especially compared to the other asset classes that it's vying with now. So I think the opportunity is rosy. Price today is about 107,000, so it's broken all-time highs, still continuing. So we're in for a phenomenal end of the year. Coinbase has basically made some news in terms of updates. They are listing Parcel, so prcl, and so it just gives you more information about the listing details. And Parcel basically V3, what they are is they are a perps exchange designed for real estate synthetics, and it supports margin perps trading on various real estate markets. So you've got like this RWA, this real world asset type thing that's taken place. So this will be interesting to see how things, this whole real world assets deep in space would be an interesting catalyst now, because the tier one exchanges like Coinbase, they are now have their eyes on what's happening. And if you take a look at the market cap, it only has a market cap of like 90 million, probably more than that now after you've seen that spike after the news. Fully diluted valuation is 500 million, 519 million. So you obviously got some that's still locked. So there'll be some unlocks that's going to occur. And then more details in terms of the 24-hour volume that you can see, 100 million. Total value locked is quite small, 32 million. So this will be interesting to see how things move in a direction. And obviously that's going to be, especially with what a lot of the big players now are really having their eyes on the real world assets, especially like Larry Fink and what they're doing. So it's extremely rosy. The future opportunities is massive. So some headwinds, especially in the UK, the FCA have basically made a warning basically to Retardio of promoting financial services and products, and you should essentially avoid. So this is a note that people need to be aware of. We heard that happened where they basically made a similar announcement a few weeks ago about Pump.Fun, right? So Pump.Fun had that news as well. So it seems like they're taking the steps where they seem to want to protect individuals based in the UK. But I'm a huge advocate that, you know, one should be able to make the decision, do their own due diligence, and it shouldn't be the financial authorities or agencies of any country that will be able to just tell them, explain. Obviously, having guidance and notifying about certain scams and rugs is understandable, but apart from that, in terms of investing, especially in the crypto market, there's an inherent risk, a huge amount of risks. And one should know that if you put in any market, in any money, in any crypto projects, that, you know, there's a high probability that you can lose it all. And the people should be aware of that. It shouldn't be for an agency to tell us, but hey, maybe they're trying to help a lot of the newbies, a lot of the retail investors. So then we have information regarding Ripple. So Ripple have announced that they are going to launch a digital stablecoin called Ripple USD, and it will be available on all exchanges starting from December the 17th, which is tomorrow. And basically, they essentially want to create this trust and utility. They've also have the former governor of the Reserve Bank of India. He will join. He'll basically join the advisory board, and what they're essentially saying is that it's a USD dominated stablecoin. I think I've also heard they'll be doing regular, maybe monthly audits that's taking place, and it's obviously backed. And there's collateral as well for the US deposits of the USD, so need to look into that further. They also have here that deliberate choice to launch our stablecoin under the NYDFS Limited Purpose Trust Charter. So yeah, each Ripple USD token is fully backed by the US dollar deposits, okay? US government bonds and cash equivalents. So this is something to look into, something to explore if there's of interest. So that's it, just a quick roundup. Hope all is well. So we'll be doing more of these roundups, news, and then obviously very soon we'll be doing reviews of certain projects, protocols, new interesting projects that's happening in the space, and also projects that we're also working on internally. So soon to be announced. Have a fantastic day.